Hey everyone, today we're going to do this pretty nature queen look. I'm going to start out by spritzing a Fantasy Worldwide sponge and loading it with my PartyXplosion one-stroke palette. This is such a cool little palette. The individual colors aren't as big as a normal one-stroke would be, but it's a great chance to try out new color combos. And as you use them, you could always refill them with your own. So I'm just going to start out with the green colors, and I'm going to use this on the sponge as eyeshadow for the design. So starting with the darker green on the bottom, I'm just going to pat up and back toward the hairline. And then I'll just flip the sponge over and do the same exact thing on the other eye. And while the paint's still wet, I'm going to go in with some iridescent green cosmetic glitter and put it over the eyelids. I'm going to start out with some Superstar Poison Green right at the center of the top of my forehead, and I'm going to pull some jagged lines. I'm sorry my hand is blocking that a little bit, but some jagged lines down in a curve for a giant leaf shape. And I'll just go back in with that same exact sponge with the green and blend the edges out a little bit. And next, I'll make some smaller leaf shapes, 2 of them on each side, and these just have smooth edges. And next I'll be using a number 6 Flora brush. I've loaded it with Global Deep Green, and then I wiped the tip off on a sponge and loaded it with the Superstar Poison Green on the tip. So I'm just going to press down a series of rounded leaves coming down from the top, and then 2 above the eye and then 2 below the eye. And then I'll come to the inner corner of the eyelid with the same brush and just press up. I'm just dragging the tip and pressing up to make those shapes. It's really simple to use. Next, I'll use a Loew Cornell number 1 round brush and some Global Deep Green to pull in a series of teardrops to outline the edge of the largest leaf. And then I'll just come to the center, pull a straight line down, and then add some veining in the leaf. And now I've loaded up a Superstar number 6 Petal brush. I've loaded it with Wolf White and Global Green, and I'm just dragging the tip and dropping down some petal shapes to make these look like cascading flowers. And I'll come to the inner corner of the eye and do a series of 2 on each side as well. And still with the same load on that brush, I'm going to come to each side of the eye and make a series of 2. And then keep going up. I still had plenty of paint left, so I'm going to go on each side and just do some swirling up. And you could just be done right there. If you have a little extra time, I'm going to pull some swirly shapes, and then I'm dragging and dropping my brush and then flicking it out to make those bottom shapes. They kind of look like little white leaves. And with a well-loaded brush, I'm just going to come in and make a series of dots going toward the focal point, which is the center of the bridge of my nose between my eyes. And then I'll add a few under the eyes and anywhere I feel like there's an empty space in the design. Then I'll put a little Mehron ADgem adhesive on the back of a green gem, and I'll put that right at the center of the top of my leaf. Now I'm using some pink Starblends on a Kabuki brush to give myself some blush, some Global Deep Green to outline the edges of the lips, and then I'll go in on the inside of that with some Superstar Poison Green, and then to finish it out I'll go in with some Kryvaline Pearly Apple Green just in the center. And then I'll go in with some Cosmetic green glitter and just dab it on while the paint's still wet, and anywhere in the design that I feel like could use a little extra sparkle. And that's it. That's the finished design. I hope you guys like this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.